I have a Nissan in today which has some damage to the lugs. Now you see me make a video on this before, and well, since I've done that, I had a lot of inquiries about the kit that I used. So the kit I used was, let me just bring it to you, there's two. So it was this one, which is the 6146 from Polyvance. Now this kit had 4 sets of pliers in it and a range of dies. That's now been superseded by the Tab Saver 6246. This one actually comes with less pliers, so you've only got 2. You didn't need the full 4 that came in the other ones. 2 is enough. And then what it does do, it has a much larger range of all the different dies that come in there. So they've increased the they've cut back on the pliers because some of them were just doubling up on each other, and they've increased on the range of tab dies. So what we need to do, or what I need to do on this job, is I need to repair this area here that's broken. It should have like a U-clip there, which you can see, which has a bolt that goes through it, and that's broken off, and that fits in here. So what and there should be one on this lower section as well, but that's totally missing, so I'm gonna have to rebuild that and find another U-clip. They don't make these anymore, bizarrely, so I will find a substitute for this. So that's what I'm gonna do, and that's what you're gonna see in the video to follow. What I'll do first is sand around the areas, just using my die grinder on my Dremel. I'm going to just clean up the areas so that there's no paint there, so I have a really good key for the actual weld. So I've just put a little bit of thick, which is their extra thick Q1 tape here, and that's just to protect this edge because I don't really want to damage this edge when I'm sanding it to create the key for where I'm going to be welding it. So I just use my Dremel with a die grinder on there, just tidy up the inner edge, and now I'm going to sand this back with a 50mm sander and just to create a slightly larger area for the weld. So I'm using a really coarse, I think it's about a 40 or a 60 sanding disc here. It's just a cheap aftermarket one. They don't last long, but for what I need it for with this job is perfect. So that's given me a large enough area that I need just to weld in the ribbon. So that's the die that I've gone for. This gives me the round shape, which is what I wanted. I'm just going to stick that onto the aluminium, or for my American friends, aluminum tape. This is a really good product. It's a nice high density product. The other advantage of using an aluminum or aluminium tape, now I'm saying aluminum, is because it helps to dissipate the heat. So, do you know what? I need to just show you. You can see that this die has actually been sanded off on one side, so it's flat, which is great because it goes right up to the edge. That's an improvement they've done in this latest version. So as you can see with these pliers or crimpers, what you've got on one side, you've got a raised circular section. So some bumpers, they actually want that, and that will leave an imprint of, so you've got your hole and then you've got a slight indentation where the fitting is, and you will find that on some bumpers. On this one we want it nice and flat, so I'm going to use this side to push down on. So I'm actually welding this using a nitrogen welder. It's the Polyvance 8203 nitrogen welder. Self-generated, so I don't need to have a nitrogen bottle, it just generates its own nitrogen. You can use a hot air welder if that's what you've got available to you. The advantage of using a nitrogen welder is it doesn't burn the plastic, it just heats it up. What we want to do now is warm this up. Get that plastic nice and shiny because you know it's really hot and going to melt. And allow it to cool, take that off, and there we go. So let's take off the foil. This is what we got there. Push the tab back through. And we've now filled that gap. And so that is how I repair these broken lugs using the Polyvance kits or tab repair kits that they've got. I'm going to have to do this one. I'm going to use the same process. However, this is slightly bent out of shape, so I need to get the shape back into it before I even think about putting the tab hole back there. So next picture you'll see will be that done. No point in me filming it because it's pretty much the same replication as what I've done here. If you have any questions on how I repaired this or any of the products that I use, please just put them in the comments below and I will quite happily answer them for you. Thank you.